Dude, bro, my gains have been totally crazy. I gained like 20 pounds in the last month.
The gym Neckbeard does renovations. Oh yeah, like slapping a piece of plywood over a two-way mirror like in the last episode. If you missed that, link in the description. This will be the last entry of Todd, and part of me is grateful. I'm back, sort of. Business is gonna get busy, so I won't have as much time, but at least I'm stateside. Another installment of the failing gym with the failure of a neckbeard who, quote-unquote, worked there. This time, he brought some friends. He's got friends? Oh, God.
We met on a My Little Pony message board. We're bonded for life. Friendship is magic.
So, needless to say, there were some major issues with the gym. The place was clean. Katie was fastidious about cleaning, and on her shifts, everything would be wiped down that could possibly be wiped down, and swept and mopped. But I mean, the place had opened in like the 1970s. It had had several half-hearted renovations, and yeah, it was showing more than just a little bit of wear. Bro, what happened to the memberships and everything you got? You just turned that money into corn chips and gobbled it down? Pig. You would walk in to the front counter, which was done up in dark, late 70s paneling. The linoleum in the locker rooms was chipped and peeling. The light fixtures flickered. The floor in the weight room was cement, which was badly stained. Weather stripping was dry rotted and cracked around the windows. The equipment itself was slightly mismatched and abused, with quick repairs like duct tape covering up torn pads. This is bargain basement as hell. Why would anybody choose to go here? There was also a leak in the roof of the cardio room, which had been hysterically, quote-unquote, fixed by putting a large potted tree underneath the leak so that the leak would water the plant. Now you're thinking with portals. All in all, it just gave the appearance of needing a real renovation, and it certainly affected the opinion of people coming in to sign up. Katie was exasperated and kept a log of the fixes that needed to be done. Bro, Katie's way too good for this place. I hope Katie is like massively successful now. You're more than just a receptionist, Katie. I see the businesswoman inside of you. Anyway, of course, when it came time to invest some money back into the place, I mean, there were just a ton of possibilities. Of course, the owner never went with any of Katie's fixes. She went with what we found out was Todd's idea. In the stretching room, over where the now missing creeper mirror used to be, he had a rather large flat screen TV mounted. Oh yeah, this this place deserved to fail on so many levels. Now when I asked, this was to theoretically play exercise videos to make up for the gym's lack of organized classes. In reality, it took about 2 weeks for a PlayStation 3 to appear hooked up to the TV, and Todd started to turn the room into a sometimes man cave. Can't we play Just Dance? Can't we do push-ups every time we lose an Elden Ring? Oh no, we're not gonna do any of that. Okay. Just continue to rot, I guess, in full view of everyone. I was there one evening just before closing, and the room was absolutely far too loud. I poked my head over the half wall and found that Todd was sprawled out playing video games with 3 or 4 very pig-like guys. They were all squatted on beanbag chairs. Sitting on the padded floor was a paper bag from a local Chinese food takeout. It's just a fat guy clubhouse now. The collected neckbeards must have sensed a female presence, and one of them zeroed in on me and smiled. I sorta turned away and just went back to my workout. A moment later, Todd is there, ripping the earbuds off of me. Bro, that's how you get your wrist snapped. What are you doing?
Hey, if you want to come hang out with us, that's cool.
His buddy was peering at me across the room, waiting. I refused and even cut my workout short. I'm so glad OP didn't go over there, honestly. It would have turned into a much longer saga, but nah, it's just not worth it. That's too deep of a price to pay. So, heading out, I passed by the new trainer and decided to say something to him. No sooner had I started talking than he sort of made a face like he smelled a fart and shook his head, walking away. The backroom party, it seemed, had started as just Todd using the room after closing. Slowly, though, it trickled into open hours until we all knew not to use the gym for the last hour or two that it was open. If you showed up then, there was constantly a stream of 6 or so guys going back there, bringing a steady supply of snacks and food. And of course, Katie gave up on cleaning around them, and the stretch room was now basically completely unusable, smelling vaguely of spoiled meat. The mats, sticky, even when it was completely unoccupied. This is hell on earth. Please find another gym, OP. I'll pay you the difference for the membership. I can't see you live like this anymore. Please. The games and beanbags would be shoved up into one corner when they weren't being used in an ever-growing pile of neckbeard spore. That's dangerous stuff. Don't breathe that in. Just a fact. Holy size. Go ahead, look it up. Promise swearsies. Worse, though, after a while, Todd's collective started to spill out into the actual gym. The second one of the older weightlifting guys was around, the beards would all scatter. But in my 3-person female workout group, they saw zero wrong with coming up to us and making comments. Sounds like you need to pull one of the weightlifting guys into your workout group. Or just find another gym, for God's sake! Todd would lead the charge, and his buddies would follow suit. The other neckbeards were obviously younger than Todd, college age perhaps, and in this crew,
Todd was the alpha male.
The laugh-a-male. As we learned in the Chris Trucker fanfiction. It's up for YouTube members in the community tab. It's up for Patreon patrons over on Patreon. Just be warned, some things can never be unseen. Anyways, yeah, Todd, total alpha, got it. Then I was checking in one day when Todd made a comment that
I only spent about an hour in the gym per week.
He said,
we should be more like his friends. They spent 4 to 5 hours in the gym a day.
Yeah, that was technically true. They were physically there. When not in the stretching room playing games, they just kind of sit on the benches. Clearly not doing any sort of workout, but just
admiring themselves in the mirror.
And making comments about the other gym goers. Bro, this is so beyond the pale. Once I climbed on a treadmill and found a candy bar wrapper stuffed into the cup holder. The whole thing was just disgusting. Was he actually using the treadmill? He probably just passed by it. The new trainer seemed repulsed. Katie seemed exasperated. And the owner? Well, she just hadn't been seen in months. It was all too much for Carol, and she quit the gym full stop. Janice and I were, for the time being, still sticking it out because it was significantly cheaper than the next closest gym, and it was within walking distance. Sounds like industrial grade copium to me. It's time to get up and out, please. After a while, Dude Bro decided to do something about this. Messed up in a few ways, and he accidentally triggered a huge beginning of the end. Oh, Dude Bro's out here getting his just desserts and everything like that. That's gonna be absolutely delicious. I love some fireworks in the finale. This whole situation, it's quite obviously gone too far. Nobody's gonna call Todd out on it, so the only way that this can end is the bankruptcy that OP alluded to in some of the previous parts. But yeah, even knowing that, I'm curious to see how Dude Bro gets the ball rolling on it. So let's jump into the next part and find out right now. The Gym Neckbeard, beginning of the end. Oh, thanks, sweet merciful Jesus. This is the quite late tale of a gym that I used to belong to, which is slowly being ruined by the son of the owner, a neckbeard named Todd. Where we last left, Todd had installed a PlayStation 3 in the previous weight room, then proceeded to invite his friends to just hang out, which would have been fine, I guess, except that his friends were harassing the paying members of the gym. Something's gotta give, that's all I know. At some point, Dude Bro approached me and asked if I would sign a letter of complaint that he was sending to the gym owner. I knew that that would not go over well, but the letter itself was quite well put. It hashed out the complaints over the ongoing backroom Cheeto party, and the behavior of Todd's friends, and just general complaints about the conditions of the gym. A bunch of members had already signed, so I added my name to it.
Oh, bro, this complaint list about to turn into a hit list.
At this point, I really was sort of separating myself from the gym altogether. Finally. Initially, I had moved to the area planning to start my business there, but was given incentives to instead start it in my hometown, which was a half-hour commute. Between spending long hours in the upstart stage of business and traveling to find new customers, I was barely at the apartment and certainly not using the gym. So you're not separating out of choice, it's kind of circumstance, but I'll take it. We take those. So I showed up a full week after the doo-doo had hit the fan, and I heard the story from Janice. There was a newsletter that was intermittently updated, always by the counter. When Janice showed up though, Todd was handing them out to everyone who walked in. The entire thing was a rant from the gym owner, shaming and angry at us for daring to accuse her sweet baby boy Todd of doing anything wrong, pointing the fingers of blame at the members. Bro, the members are the people that are keeping the lights on. She's an enabler. 3-4 generations of a family business flushed down the toilet because you can't take your rose-tinted glasses off for long enough to get a look at the thing that you've raised. So Katie, who basically ran all of the operations, read this, increasingly angry, and then she threw the paper at Todd and called his mother. It turns out that Katie had asked for a raise a month prior and was told that it just wasn't in the budget. Katie, at this point, was also quite pregnant with twins and was the linchpin holding this entire place together. But the money had gone to Todd, whose best contribution was just sitting under the counter. I mean, you killed the goose that lays the golden eggs, right? Apparently, Todd started out mocking Katie, as she called the owner, and then there was another shock. It turned out the owner had moved out of state to be with a new boyfriend, but hadn't bothered to tell Katie or Dude Bro. Katie was furious and she quit over the phone. It wasn't until she was packing her stuff up and leaving that Todd realized that he had made a big mistake, and he started begging her to come back. I'm so grateful she didn't get talked back in. Let come what may from this. So I walked into the gym a week later to find Todd in charge of the place. You could literally smell the difference. The garbage cans in the locker room overfilled onto the floor. The stretching room was just covered in trash. The place was quiet as well. Literally half abandoned. Basically, my interactions from that point on can be summed up in one post. It wasn't good. People also asked me to submit Todd to Fat People Stories, but I won't. However, I do have a story for there that's more sad than anything. Well, we might get into that at some point, maybe. What I know about Todd, I mean, this is the way that it was going the entire time. If they didn't have Katie, it would have happened long ago. All because mommy wants to coddle her little boy. He can do no wrong. And now you're both gonna be in the poorhouse because you burnt the family business to the ground. I guess it's not as big a problem for mommy. She got a new boyfriend. I hope he's making some dollary dues. But sure enough, I don't think that Todd is going to be able to find anybody to latch onto unless he moves back in with mommy. And that would be a bit of poetic justice. I would prefer for everything to turn around, for Todd to get it figured out, but that's generally not the way that it goes in Neckbeard Stories. So all you can really do is sit there and watch the dumpster fire. We got one more post, so let's let it burn. The end of the gym Neckbeard. I mean, you hate to see it happen, but it happens. The final chapter of my adventures with the gym slowly being ruined by the Neckbeard son of the owner. At this point, I knew I was moving in a few months. 2 to 3 days out of the week, I was on the road pursuing new customers. Another 2 to 3 days, I'd be at the office, which was like a 30-minute drive. And I found myself staying frequently at my far closer parents' house. I even moved my cat there. That's how you know it's serious. So I quickly found myself coming into the gym like once a week at the most. I was just riding out my lease and the year's gym membership that I prepaid for. Oof, it's not worth it, you know? Sunk cost fallacy. The money's gone. Why sacrifice your mental health to chase after it? It's fine. Every time I would come there, the place was more filthy, grimy even. One of Todd's friends had replaced Katie, and the two of them were constantly back playing video games, leaving the front desk completely unmanned. It's gonna be a hard wake-up call for Todd, isn't it? When he's gotta get a real job, Jesus. The back stretch room smelled of body odor and rotten food. The only reason I was even coming in at this point really was Janice, who was still desperately trying to work out 5 times a week, and she would beg me to go with her when I was around to help mitigate just how bad things had gotten. Janice, please, stop hanging on! It's not worth it. You could make your own gym. The world could be your gym. The hills, the rocks, the trees, those are my gym. So OP says that she also put on a ton of weight over the course of a few months. That's stress eating. Between eating on the road and with clients and at my mom's, plus being pretty sedentary at the office or in the car, Todd made a point to comment on this when I came in. I ignored it. One day he just followed me around the gym with his shirt up, slapping his belly, which made a gross jiggle, laughing all the while. Dude, you chasing the one customer you got left out of the gym? Please stop. Quit while you're already pathetically behind. Meanwhile, Dude Bro had given up 100%. He started inviting his buddies to the gym, and they lurked near the front, pre-gaming beers and just being obnoxious teenagers. Normally they weren't the type to mix with Todd's clan, but I think Todd got a kick out of having the popular pretty boys at his bidding. I'm fairly sure he provided them with the alcohol, so at this point, you were guaranteed to either be harassed walking in with tipsy frat types, find them camping on the equipment inside, or you have your choice of walking into a full-fledged neckbeard party in the back. God, dude. Nope. Surely this shall not stand. What is going on, bro? Like, nobody has cared for a long time, clearly, but now the mask, like, they're not even, there's no pretense of caring. You can't even pretend anymore. The party was broken up by the appearance of a Planet Fitness in town. Definitely not great, but still better than this. It wasn't terribly close. In fact, there were 2 closer nationwide gyms, but for some reason, this Planet Fitness seized the attention of Todd and company. Every time someone would make an obnoxious comment or harass someone, Todd would yell out, "Oh, at Planet Fitness, that's a lunk alarm!" Oh, yeah, good joke, bro. Now, I know there are a lot of criticisms for Planet Fitness, but to the people of this gym, it was more of a, please, tell me more about this Shangri-La, where no one might annoy me during my workout. What do you mean we had a choice about this the entire time? Janice met me one day for lunch and said she had finally left the gym. One day, it was raining and she took a raincoat along, leaving it in the locker room. When she headed back afterwards, she found one of Todd's friends in the locker room holding her coat. Why would... There's no Janice threw a fit loud enough for other people to come see the issue, and another woman said her belongings had been dumped from the locker recently, and she had heard from other people that they were having issues with missing or destroyed items. I mean, I guess it was better that he's thieving instead of creeping, but it's still not good, man. Todd, however, simply pointed out the "not responsible for stolen items" sign, and then kicked the other woman out of the gym for complaining. Oh my god, dude. This has truly come to a head. I don't understand how it's gotten this bad. It's like we're just living in Mad Max now. You can't leave things in the locker room no more, or you get pillaged by a neckbeard. I'm packing up my stuff to move by this point, and I was just avoiding the gym entirely. As I walked by, though, I noticed a sign in the window.
No membership cancellations or adjustments.
Apparently, this was Todd's effort to retain customers. Yeah, twist their arm, they'll keep coming back for sure. He really knows nothing about business. Didn't he go to college? I think I remember something about that. Probably just sat under the desk and played Call of Duty the entire time. A month after moving, I noticed something on my credit card bill, a month's membership fee. Now, I had paid for a full year up front, no further contract or monthly debit, so I was a bit upset. I called the gym, said to get the charge off my bill. Todd laughed at me, told me that
my butt was getting too fat and I needed the memberships.
Bro, I'm gonna see you in court real quick.
He said he wasn't letting anyone out of contract, and if he was talking to that biatch Janice, I should tell her the same thing.
I'm angry enough to go burn the gym down, but kind of it's burning itself down. At the same time, you're also seeing Todd's mental state slip further and further. God, I wonder what happened to him after the gym. Nothing good, I hope. Now, OP says, I'm a businesswoman. I have, on retainer, a very good lawyer who I am friends with. And when I told her about all of this, she laughed. Oh boy. She was heading over to that town anyway the next day. Would I like to meet her at the lovely cafe down the street from the cursed gym? We did. We had a lovely lunch, and then we wandered over to Todd's gym, and no one was at the front desk, and we wandered into the back room before we finally found Todd playing video games with another guy. The rest of the entire gym was empty. Just lock the doors, bro. It's over. Pack it in, son. We asked to see my actual contract. I had a copy. We were really just messing with him at this point. And Todd got up in his rumpled, dirty clothes and waddled to the office, standing across from us both in business attire, hair and makeup done. I don't think Todd had ever seen me done up before, and it flustered him. I wouldn't have thought that Todd had the self-awareness to get flustered. He just seems sort of like a big fat video game loving automaton, waddling his way through life. So Todd starts grandstanding and blustering about how
I can't leave. This is a small family-owned business that's going under, and that the females of the gym had conspired against him.
Bro, delusion is a hell of a drug. What are you talking about? My lawyer casually flipped through the contract and then ripped into him. What was the contract end date? Did it not say here that the contract ended if I moved more than 50 miles away? Did Todd understand the concept of a contract? Did Todd understand that he couldn't just decide that everyone couldn't change the contract? You love to see it, honestly. Do you think he learned anything? I don't think he learned anything. Next, she demanded the phone number of the owner. We called, no answer. So she demanded that Todd call on his cell phone, and his mother answered immediately. Of course she did. The lawyer questioned her for a bit, while Todd tried desperately to just stare at the ceiling. I know, we'd all rather be anywhere else, but this is the reality you've created for yourself. It's time to face facts. So his mother got on the phone with Todd. I was out of my contract, my money was refunded, so the lawyer demanded Janice's contract be voided and her money refunded. It happened. Oh, and my lawyer friend said she would take on the case if anybody else had issues with the gym. Pro bono. By the way, there are health codes in place that they really should look at. We left with Todd's mother freaking out at him over the phone. My travels took me nearby some 6 months later, and I found the place boarded up. Open nearly 50 years, and then closed within just 1 year at the hands of a neckbeard. I don't think it was just the neckbeard, I think it was also the enabling mother. No matter which way you slice it, Grandpa is probably rolling over in his grave. He's like, I set you guys up for success again. How could you drop the ball this hard? Did they at least own the land or something? Did they pull some money back out of it? It didn't sound like they went too into debt. Maybe it's salvageable, but I don't know. The biggest part of me hopes that Todd has to go get like a real job and figure out what everybody else has to put up with. Life ain't as easy when you ain't sitting under a counter hiding under mommy's skirt, okay? So, with the end of another delicious saga, let's get into another delicious song parody written by the one and only Irish Pirate. I think the first parody that he wrote for the subreddit r/ReddX reads. And I've been saving it for a special occasion. I think this is that occasion. It is Beard Guy, aka Bad Guy parody from Billie Eilish. So let's see what we got here.
Wolf shirt, now stiff and stained with coob, just like my waifu pillow. Soon I might get up and clean my room. Oh, whom I try to fool. Tendies and Cheetos on my breath, teeth rotten like I smoked some meth. My unwashed clothes, they reek of death, but my trilby looks cool. So you like tough guys, rodent chads and buff guys, not quite good enough guys, heads are full of fluff guys. I'm the weird type, neck is never sheared type, poopy undie smeared type, Malkatana geared type. I'm the beer guy. Duh.
Poopy undies.
I would treat you just like a queen if you move in to cook and clean and swear to always touch my peen, but never make me wait. My mom pays bills for me, ignores the bottles full of pee, but I'll send her away when we turn down the lights to mate. So you like tough guys, rodent chads and buff guys, not quite good enough guys, heads all full of fluff guys. I'm a weird type, neck is never sheared type, poopy undie smeared type, Malkatana geared type. I'm the beard guy. Duh. I'm the beard guy. Duh. I'm only good at being weird. Beard.
Oh, here comes the breakdown. Check it out, old Billie Eilish. Yeah. Boom, boom.
I only want a chance. Just let me in your pants or face my wrath. You say you like nice guys? I mean, you only date chads, but if you say yes, I'll even take a bath. I'm a beer guy. I'm a beard guy. Beard guy. Beard guy. I'm a beard.
All right, not too bad, I think. The version I actually tried to sing will go up on TikTok eventually. Follow me over there if you haven't. What a show we've had today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, share it around with your friends. Wait for that big, beefy compilation somewhere down the road as well. Check out all them links in the description. Follow me on many, many social medias. Thank you so much. I'd also like to thank my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous Patreon patrons and YouTube channel members. Truly, you are the real MVPs here. Join us again tomorrow for more shenanigans. And to do so, you have to keep yourself safe. Wash your hands. You know what I'm saying? But most importantly, above all, remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, you definitely, definitely deserve it. And I shall see you in the next one. So until then, bye-bye.